Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning. It's time to date what a marry well. Hey, great morning, great people. It is Ciara J. Exantis, and I teach women how to date well so they can marry well. So hopefully everybody is doing amazing, doing wonderful. We are at the end of the month here. At the time of this video, it is July 30th, 2021. And I have not done a video since earlier in the month. And a lot of you know this is my anniversary month. This is the month that my husband and I have celebrated 10 years married. We've been together for 18, but we have been married for 10. So yay! Woo, woo, woo. Celebrating love, celebrating life. And of course, you know, we went to Jamaica. It was amazing. We had so much fun. And came back. You know, you can't have a trip. When you have kids, you can't just have your thing and don't come back and do something with your children. So we, of course, had to celebrate family time and just being together, you know, living, loving life. And through it all, I just want to say thank you to you guys for, you know, reaching out, celebrating with us, all of those things. Those of you who rock with me and understand that, hey, sometimes I got to take my little breaks so that I can focus on my family. Thank you guys for your patience with me as far as these videos not coming out. But so that being said, I want you to, if you are into anything positive relationships, please do me a favor, click the subscribe button, share this video out with your friends and your family, because I want to get into a topic. And this is something that a lot of you know that I'm very passionate about, and it is healthy relationships. Healthy. And what do I mean by healthy relationships? I mean a relationship that you don't need a vacation from. A relationship where you don't feel as though you are in bondage, or you look at yourself in the mirror and you can honestly say, I feel good about where I am going and what I am doing and the trajectory of this relationship. Healthy relationships, when you know you're being treated well, you're being treated at the level of your expectations, you know that you are giving the kind of treatment that your man deserves at the level of his expectations. Both parties are working in tandem to make the relationship work and make it healthy for both. So that's just my little spiel on what I consider to be a healthy relationship. And for me personally, as you already know, I got to keep God in the middle of mine. But I want to talk to you all today about something that I think is going to be super helpful to you as a woman, especially. And this topic is about 3 things that women in healthy relationships understand. These are 3 things that women who are in healthy relationships, they understand these things before they even get in the relationship. And so if you are single, then honey, go ahead and grab your notebook, grab your pen and write this down and listen well. Because I already know so many of us, we want a healthy relationship. We want something fun, something sustainable, something that is enjoyable, something that makes sense for our lives. But a lot of times we fall short when we don't really understand the trajectory or the steps really to get there. And a part of that process is really having these 3 things that I'm about to share with you pretty much embedded in your spirit before you even go into getting into a relationship. And a lot of women try to avoid, overlook, jump over, go through, go under, go around these things. But I'm telling you, you have got to master these 3 things in order to really get to a place where you are primed and prepared for a healthy relationship. A happy relationship, like I said, a relationship that you ain't trying to get out of, because you understand that you are supposed to be there. You know, it's aligned with your life and your value system. So that first thing is this: understand yourself. A lot of women fall short because they don't take the time to really understand themselves. We're looking for our cues from the culture, our cues from men that we are attracted to. We are looking for cues and clues from everywhere, but we don't go inside and listen to that little voice of wisdom, that voice of God that guides us and says, hey, why are you dealing with this when you know this is the type of person that you are? Why are you trying to make this make sense for you when you already know that you are not aligned with this level of thinking, this value system? Why are you trying to fit a square into a large square into a small circle or whatever, or a large circle into a small square? Why are you trying to make something fit that you know does not fit with who you are? So that's the first thing. You have got to get to a place where, honey, you understand who you are. Because when you understand who you are, and you're not taking your cues from this person, oh, well, so-and-so doing this, so maybe I should do this. Or no, listen, pay attention to the past, what has worked, what hasn't worked, where you are currently going, what resonates with your value system, and start from there, okay, to get to understand you. And the second thing that kind of builds off of the first one of understanding yourself is know what makes sense for your life. When you understand yourself, which is number one, number two comes a lot easier. A lot of us are frustrated with the decisions that we're making, and we don't feel resolute in our decision making because we don't understand who we are. So therefore, we don't know what makes sense for us. Therefore, we tolerate things that we know doesn't feel right, we know doesn't make sense, but we still continuously tolerate it for whatever reason, hoping that something is going to change. When really, if something needs to change, you are the person that is going to be that agent for that change. And when you know what makes sense for your life, you become much more resolute in your decision making because you're not feeling like, hey, I have to do this. I'm obligated to this. This has to be something that I force. You don't force things. Healthy relationships are about flow. They are about love. They are about flow. And they're about keeping God in the middle. Now, a lot of people don't, you hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm not religious. I'm not. And that's fine. You know what I mean? However you choose to believe or whatever, I don't knock people for what they believe. I don't push my viewpoint, my system, my values on anybody. But one thing I do know is God is the center of a very healthy relationship. Having that spiritual connection, understanding, knowing what makes sense for you, it's about listening to that inner voice, which is God, that is within you. That's saying, you know what, everybody's doing this, but and you want it to make sense because then you could fit in. But you know this not right, or you know this makes no sense for you. So stop trying to force things. Okay? So yeah, understanding yourself, knowing what makes sense for you, and a part of that is understanding the God that lives within you, that guides you and directs you and directs your path. And the third thing is this, and this is so important, because this is where a lot of women waste a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of resources, and a lot of years and years and years upon years on years on years, because they don't understand this simple concept. And that is knowing when to release and when to retain. A lot of times in relationships, we release the things that we should be retaining. I cannot tell you the number of women who I have coached that have had a great guy that loves on them, dotes on them, and that's not the one they want. They want the one that's treating them like trash. They want the one that's got them in the rotation. They don't want the one that's exclusive, the one that's going somewhere. They'll say out of their mouth that they want one thing, but then the behavior shows something different, ladies. We've got to stop doing this. It is a total disrespect to you and your future to continue to accept this. You got to stop accepting this from yourself, releasing what you should be retaining, and then retaining what you should be releasing. That is some of the things that we do, but you have to know how to release what the thing that does not serve you, so that you can make room and make space to retain the thing that is going to leverage you to that level of healthiness, that level of happiness that you feel like, you ever seen a person so happy, you be like, they can't be that happy. 9 times out of 10, a lot of times, these people are very happy. Doesn't mean they have perfect lives. None of us do. But you don't, but see, a lot of times people confuse happiness with perfection, and they're not one and the same. You can be happy and still have an imperfect life. I'm living proof. And so many other women are that are in healthy relationships. So those are the 3 things, lady. The first thing, understand yourself. Okay. The second thing, know what makes sense for you. And the third thing is to release, knowing when to release and when to retain. Okay. I hope these 3 tips of what women in healthy relationships understand resonates with you. I hope this can be a starting place for you. And above everything, I hope and pray that you are successful in your relationships, in your relationship endeavors, the things that you want to do, the things that you want to accomplish in love and in life. I pray nothing but genuine blessings on you. Okay? And remember, it's time to date but a marry well. Bye.